It sits in the heart of our city. Some of us drive past it every single day. But for many, its base of existence remains a mystery.
I've just seen it like all my life. I never really thought about what it meant and anything like that.
I'm bad with social studies, so forgive me.
Zero, nothing. I only know it's a white stick that sticks right here in front of City Hall, that's it.
Its origin stems from 122 years ago, when Buffalo joined an exclusive list with just 2 other cities to be home to a presidential assassination.
McKinley's assassination sort of goes under the radar.
On September 6, 1901, President William McKinley was visiting Buffalo for the Pan American Exposition. Like many presidents of his time, McKinley was not a fan of security, believing it got between the president and the people. So when hosting a meet and greet at the Temple of Music, he was unprotected.
One of his defining features was being an advocate for American expansion and sort of kind of internationalism at the time, which also made him some enemies.
In line, Leon Czolgosz, an anarchist who may have suffered from mental illness. When it was his turn to shake McKinley's hand, Czolgosz drew his gun under a handkerchief and shot the president in the abdomen. 8 days later, McKinley died.
I am leaving because somebody must leave.
Theodore Roosevelt was then brought into Buffalo and inaugurated, becoming the first president to have around-the-clock protection from the Secret Service, a direct result of McKinley's death. Unlike cities like D.C. and Dallas, which have turned Abraham Lincoln and JFK's assassination sites into museums, all that sits at the site here in Buffalo is this rock, in what is now modern-day North Buffalo.
Why isn't this a bigger deal?
Carol Emberton says her students at the University at Buffalo ask her that all the time.
I think the answer to that is complicated.
Buffalo was a very different place in 1901. It was the 8th largest city in the country and saw the Pan Am Exposition as an opportunity to become the nation's preeminent city.
Folks are torn. They want to commemorate, they want to honor the memory of the president, but they also don't want to be stuck with the label, right, of the assassin city.
That label, according to Brian Hayden of Buffalo's History Museum, is what kept Buffalo from broadly showcasing that part of its story, even vowing to keep the murder weapon in their possession a secret for 100 years.
It was, sad and I think frankly traumatic for this community to remember those events.
But times have changed.
This display has without question, become one of the biggest draws.
With the museum recently opening an exhibit dedicated to McKinley's death, featuring pictures from minutes before the assassination, the .32 caliber revolver, and the handkerchief that concealed it.
Hopefully that education can continue and that this community can really truly understand just how important those days in September of 1901 were.
A moment that's remained in the city center for over a century, but only now finding its place in the city's heart. Andy Payton, Channel 2 News.